Our trip started at an ungodly hour, 3 a.m. No sleep, just pure adrenaline. Billy, not exactly a fan of flying, was throwing me looks the entire time. We had a layover in Texas, so of course we had to stop by the Dallas Cowboys store and give them a proper Philly hello. Then it was back in the air, straight to Portland. Pretty sure Billy slept the entire flight, which honestly was for the best. Oh my God, we made it. We are in Portland, everybody. The Portland airport was a whole vibe. The architecture, stunning. The wooden ceiling, the open, airy feel, it just welcomed you right in. While a massive LED screen played soothing natural landscapes. It was the kind of arrival that made you feel like you landed somewhere special. First stop, coffee. You already know I wasn't about to waste any time with Portland's legendary coffee scene. With coffee in hand, we grabbed our bags and hopped in the car. Next stop, Boki Bowl. But first, a little Portland moment. We've got a lot of amazing food spots and behind-the-scenes moments coming up. So if you love food, make sure you like and subscribe. We finally arrived at Boki Bowl, where we were greeted at the door by Chef Patrick Fleming. He welcomed us in with the warmest energy and took us on a quick tour of his restaurant, the place where we'd be hosting the Ben's Friends collaboration dinner. And then he cooked for us. First up, Brussels sprouts with grapefruit, smoked tofu, and cauliflower. The flavors, bright, smoky, and layered in the best possible way. Next came the chicken ramen, a dish that pays homage to Patrick's roots in New Orleans. It featured his take on chicken and andouille-style sausage in a bold, savory broth with just the right amount of heat, bok choy, a coddled egg, and chili threads. Then, the showstopper, chicken buns and brisket buns. Hands down, the best fried chicken I've ever had in my entire life. We also had shrimp shumai, little dumplings that were bursting with umami. I mean, just look at this table. Every single bite was out of control good. Easily one of my favorite meals of the trip. After an unreal lunch at Boki Bowl, Patrick took us on a little food tour around Portland because obviously we weren't done eating yet. That night, after a quick power nap, Billy and I met up with Mickey and his wife Ellen for dinner at Kann, Gregory Gourdet's restaurant. This was my first time here, and let me tell you, it is stunning. The space is absolutely beautiful, warm, and welcoming. You can feel the energy as soon as you walk in. We started with small bites and a salad, and then got into some non-alcoholic beverages. That deep red one, easily our favorite. Twice cooked pork with Gregory's famous pickles, and then the dish of the night, a perfectly grilled Thai snapper. We also had coconut greens with peanuts, black beans with fluffy rice, and a Kann coffee rubbed boneless short rib with roasted mushrooms, parsnip puree, and crispy fried parsnips on top. And then dessert. You know it, my favorite part. Gregory's team put together 3 different desserts, all gluten and dairy free, but honestly, you would never know. The next morning, we were up early to do a little exploring before getting back into the kitchen. First stop, back to Stumptown, because one Stumptown coffee stop is not enough when you're in Portland. Fully caffeinated, we made our way to Pal's Bookstores, an absolute must visit if you're ever in town. This place is massive. Easily the biggest bookstore I've ever stepped foot in. You could get lost in there for hours. Of course, I had to check to see if my friends were on the shelves. Gregory's book, check. Sola's book, check. Wame's book, check. Oh, and look, there's the one I'm in. There I am, way back in the day. All that wandering around had us starving. So we decided to check out a highly recommended spot from Chef Patrick, Phuket Cafe. First things first, the kitchen setup was immaculate, opened, well organized, and the second you walk in, you know you're about to eat something special. We kicked things off with a salad that was so much more than just greens. It had radicchio, delicata squash, pepita seeds, fried shallots, and a super light vinaigrette. Then came the fingerling potatoes, tossed with Thai chilies and finished with a squeeze of fresh lime. Simple, but crazy flavorful. And then the dish that stole the show, Masaman chicken curry. Served with rice, this curry was unreal. After an incredible meal at Phuket Cafe, we hopped in an Uber and headed back to Boki Bowl to start prepping for the Ben's Friends collaboration dinner. Patrick made sure we stayed energized with a much-needed coffee break from Water Avenue Coffee. I started working on the filling for my samosa chat, while Billy tackled the pineapple raisins, and of course, he got stuck peeling mountains of eggplant for me. The next morning, we were up early for breakfast before the big night. We headed to Cheryl's on 12th, one of Portland's classic diners, for a solid breakfast. Everyone ordered omelets or some kind of egg dish, and of course, Mickey made sure that we had all the sweets on the table. Come on, let's go to Boki Bowl for the Ben's Friends collaboration dinner. With just a few hours before the event, it was time to lock in and get everything ready. I finished working on my samosa chat, which I make a little bit differently. I used buttered phyllo instead of the typical dough, and I stuffed it with cooked sweet potatoes, onions, and achar. Billy tried his hand at rolling phyllo. Let's just say he was not a fan. Meanwhile, Chef Andre, Delaney, and Patrick were finishing up their prep, and the energy in the kitchen was focused. With prep done, it was time to head upstairs and set the stage for the night. We took the elevator up so the chefs could pick out their plates, and Open Table, the event's main sponsor, gifted us some Headley & Bennett aprons to wear for the night. Once everything was set, we jumped into lineup, and each chef walked through their dish, explaining the inspiration, flavors, and how it all tied into the dinner. Cliff then gave us a breakdown of all the amazing NA pairings he had curated for each course. And then, service began. The party has started. The party has started. We are cooking a collaboration dinner for Ben's Friends, and we got the appetizers going. People came early. That's how excited they are to be here. We kicked things off with some small bites, getting guests excited for what was to come. This is a nice, calm line. Did you hear my rundown? So the first thing we have from me is a crispy Thai eggplant with pineapple, raisins, peanuts, and a smoked fish sauce with scallions on here. So lots of flavor, lots going on. Next we have from Delaney and Andre, we have a gochujang donut. And then the last thing we have from Patrick here at Boki Bowl is the crab rangoon with some caviar. Thank you. Then it was time for the main courses. I made a samosa chat with sweet potatoes, garlic achar, a cucumber raita, a little raza hanut, green chutney, and it's paired with a mango horchata. Chef Andre whipped up his gnocchi with salmon, charred cucumbers, and a lemon chive bermonte. A dish that was as bright and silky as it sounds.
Well, I think you're swell.
Next, Chef Patrick's duck ramen. What do we got, Patrick?
We got duck 2 or 3 ways. Caramelized fennel, duck dashi, Szechuan peppercorn, duck wonton, garlic chive, lots of really good Asian stuff in there. So
That's the
Well,
best way to describe
Yeah,
it.
garlic, chili oil, homemade chili crunch oil, and some chive. Chili oil.
And I'm gonna go eat it. Then came Chef Gabe's course. A decadent plate of veal breast with foie tortellini, buffalo fried sweetbreads, and tripe slaw. And of course, Mickey stepped in to shave some black truffles right on top.
Oh, do your thing, Mickey!
Go, Mickey, let's go! Oh! But Gabe quickly took that over, making sure that every plate got its fair share. Finally, we end it on a high note with dessert.
My backyard, but like looks like
Foie gras profiteroles with a banana caramel and foie gras powdered sugar. A rich and indulgent way to close out a truly incredible meal. This trip was packed with amazing food, incredible people, and moments that I'll be thinking about for a long, long time. From the collaboration dinner to the little in-between moments, this one was for the books. A huge thank you to Mickey for bringing us all together, Ben's friends for making this dinner possible, Open Table for their generous support, Patrick and the team at Boki Bowl for being incredible hosts, Andre, Gabe, Cliff, the entire team at Canard for sharing their talents and making this trip so memorable. Until next time, Portland.